back in 2020 when the world shut down. Well, for Terra Blanca, we couldn't pour any wine on property from March through July. So how do we engage with guests that would normally come out here for wine tasting? So we came up with this virtual tasting series. At 5 o'clock Pacific time, we would open up a bottle of wine, people would join us on Zoom and do a virtual wine tasting. We just thought it would last for a few months, and here we are almost 6 years in. Late March, we'll celebrate our 6th anniversary of the virtual tasting series. So the virtual tasting cases are going to be an opportunity to do a deep dive into everything Terra Blanca. So whether you want to try library wines, rare vintages of wine that wouldn't necessarily end up in another case special, you do have the opportunity to access those in virtual tasting cases. And not only access the wines, but also the stories behind the wines. For example, in the January virtual tasting case, we have multiple vintages of our Arch Terrace Merlot, and we have multiple vintages of our signature series Batholith, which is a Merlot-based red blend. The fun thing about doing that is, in fact, this coming Friday, we're doing a comparison of the 16 versus 17 Batholith, which is the same wine, the same varietals, same vineyard, same winemaker, 2 different vintages. So you can really take a look at how the vintage itself and the growing conditions impacts the end result of the wine. One of the things that you might notice is that these virtual tasting cases launch several weeks before we actually start the tasting. And that's important, and that's on purpose, because for most of the folks that jump onto these virtual tastings, we have folks in Florida that get on these, and so we have weather issues that we have to contend with. We also have timing issues and shipping issues to work around and work through. And so in order to accommodate that, we release the virtual tasting cases about 3 weeks before the month starts, which gives the opportunity to get the wine into everybody's hands, let it settle, because these wines that we're sending, a lot of the library wines might be a little bit more delicate, and so that gives time for the wine to settle, and then we will enjoy it during the month that the case is titled at. When guests log in for the first time, I've heard numerous times that they're a little nervous to log in for the first time in this group that's already been established now for almost 6 years. And to that, my response is always, it's okay, just log in. If you're new, we will pause at the beginning of the tasting. We'll ask where you're from. We'll ask a little bit about you. Might put you on the spot a little bit, but pretty quickly everybody, we're all friends. And it's a really, truly wonderful group of people that are getting on these virtual tastings. And I really welcome anybody to join it and be a part of that. So how does one know what wine we're doing on a particular day? Well, we actually post a schedule on our website under Wine Shop and there's a tab for virtual tastings. When you click on that, it will take you to the whole schedule for the month of what wine or wines we're doing on a particular day. It will also include a recommended recipe pairing, where if you click on that recipe pairing, it will take you to a recipe that you can print off from the website. Really the biggest thing to get across with the virtual tastings is it really is like an online wine-loving family. We have people that have traveled from Florida to Washington to get together with other people from the virtual tastings. We have people that plan trips to other areas of the country to visit specifically the people from the virtual tastings. It really truly is an interactive experience where I can talk to you, you can talk to me, and you can talk to each other. And that's the difference. That's why these have gone on now for almost 6 years, where a lot of other places that started these during COVID aren't doing them anymore. It's that intimate experience, just like you would have if you were here doing a wine tasting with us here at